Let's see how that goes. Okay, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. Alright, top chat. Don't know. Don't care. Box it out. Go like that, maybe. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Lock that in. Alright, let me know if you can see everything on the YouTube side of things as well. I don't know if you can do all that at once.
I like the layout.
So you can see it?
Yeah.
Sick.
Let me get it on my oh shoot. Let me get it on my computer real quick.
Okay. Make sure everything can be heard and stuff too. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. I did that all by myself. Alright, let me know if you can see everything on the YouTube side of things. Cool, 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 cool. It's a little bit behind, but not terrible. I'll have to figure out how to do that. Make it less behindy. I'll get a better mic eventually. When you get a chance, I don't know if you can still hear me, type into chat and everything too, and then we can go from there as well. How do you spell guinea pig? Guinea pig. We'll go with that, guinea pig. Alright, I'm not on Twitter, I'm on my phone. Okay. So you can hear me good there. You're not on Twitter, I'm on my phone. So you're not going to be able to speak in the thing. But that was working. I guess the main thing I need to find out is if I can hear it through YouTube when you talk. I can hear you in what? I can hear you in what? Confused. I can hear you. Okay. All right. So now what I need for you to do is go back to your Twitter and test if I can hear other people's when I let them talk onto YouTube. I can hear you in what? Confused. I can hear you. Okay. All right. So now what I need for you to do is go back to your Twitter and test if I can hear other people's when I let them talk onto YouTube. Because that's the last thing I need to know. Is if you can, if I can hear the questions that you ask as a listener. Confused. I can hear you. Okay. All right. I need you on. So now what I need for you to do is go back to your Twitter and test if I can hear other people's when I let them talk onto YouTube. Because that's the last thing I need to know. Is if you can, if I can hear the questions that you ask as a listener. Confused. I can hear you. Okay. All right. I need you on. So now what I need for you to do is go back to your Twitter and test if I can hear other people's when I let them talk onto YouTube. Because that's the last thing I need to know. Is if you can, if I can hear the questions that you ask as a listener. Confused. I can hear you. Okay. All right. I need you on. So now what I need for you to do is go back to your Twitter and test if got to figure out how to I can hear other people's when I let them talk onto YouTube. Because that's the last thing I need to know. Is if you can, if I can hear the question as a listener. I wonder why that keeps repeating over and over. I don't like that that is repeating. But we'll we'll see if we can fix that. Got some behind the scenes technical difficulties here. Cancel that. Okay. Requested. Check. Unmute your mic and you should be good. Okay.
Okay.
Now let me...
It was being weird and wouldn't let me unmute.
It kept on like repeating what I was saying on YouTube, so I don't like that. But
Yeah.
behind the scenes technical difficulties here. Cancel that. Okay. Requested. Check. Unmute your mic and you should be good. Okay.
Okay.
Now let me...
It was being weird and wouldn't let me unmute.
It kept on like repeating what I was saying on YouTube, so I don't like that. But
Yeah.
behind the scenes technical difficulties here. So I don't know why it's repeating, but I can hear you, so that's a plus. That works. Check. Let me see.
Yeah. Just repeating. That's it.
Unmute your mic and you should be good. Okay.
Okay. Let me unmute.
Okay, maybe it won't do it now. If I mute everything besides... Okay. Now we'll try it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, but now... That's fantastic. Now I'm not talking on YouTube. You can't hear me on YouTube, probably.
All right, I'm just getting it pulled up on my computer real quick.
Now... That's fantastic. Now I'm not talking on YouTube. You can't hear me on YouTube, probably. Okay. That was something on the recorder to talk to YouTube.
All right, I'm just getting it pulled up.
Oh, that's okay. I know what that is. That's my volume for that. Okay. That was something on the recorder to talk to YouTube. Okay, talk on Spaces again.
Talking.
Perfect. Okay.
Hello.
Oh, that's okay. I know. Okay, so I can hear that. That's my volume for. Okay, so now when you're watching, are you watching YouTube as well?
Not yet. My computer's being stupid.
Fair. Okay. Because the thing that I need to find out is if I'm still echoing, I'm going to figure out how to fix that.
Gotcha.
But I think I was only echoing is because I had the you hear us in the me talking through that somehow being unmuted messes with it.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't be echoing anymore.
I don't hear anything because I could hear it through Twitter as well.
The echoing?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. I wonder if I can lay this down and it do the thing, do justice. Okay. So I can lay that down like that. You can talk. Nothing on YouTube echoing. And I can talk. Now I wonder if mute everyone. Let me see what that does. Does that mute me as well? Or can you still hear me in the space? Could you hear me right there when I click that mute everyone?
Yeah, I could hear you.
Okay. So basically that just mutes whoever's talking. I can just be like, shut the hell up kind of thing. Okay, cool. Cool. I think we're set up for a fucking live show. with
That's sick.
call-ins. Oh yeah, we're ready.
Hell yeah.
Just gonna have to make another thing for if Trent joins. Have to have
Yeah.
a Zoom call or something to set him up to where he can talk through it as well. Just basically just show where he's at, and then could do it in the studio. Cool.
Hell yeah.
Got all this at home, so now I'm just gonna have to figure out how to do it all on the show, on the studio, in the studio. All right. Well, do you have any sports questions before we get off here?
No.
Oh.
Wait, who's your MVP?
Well, the thing is with the whole COVID thing, I don't know if all the writers are going to vote for him on just the field stuff. I think they're going to put the COVID stuff into it. I don't want to sound like I am biased to my team, but if Mahomes goes and lights up the Bengals, do you give it to him for just the turnaround and everything? Because of what they've done with Rodgers and how Rodgers just kind of threw himself into a bad spot to not be able to get the MVP. I mean, he is the surefire MVP again, because we saw what they are without Jordan Love. But it's one of those, I mean, Jonathan Taylor, I mean, that's who will probably end up possibly getting it if he has a couple more good games, just because he doesn't have any baggage like Rodgers does. And then he has transformed that whole team. I mean, you can't say that he hasn't done anything for that team.
If he gets 250 and 3 tutties, he gets it.
And who are they playing?
Their next 2 games, they play the Raiders and the Jaguars. So very possible.
Very possible. Now so the Titans lose and the Colts win. What do their records become?
Let me see. The Titans lose.
Colts are second in the AFC South. They'd
go 10 and they both be 10 and 6.
Both be 10 and 6. Titans basically have they beat them head to head twice. So the Titans would probably end up getting that double. So basically the Colts are going to play both games to the end of the season.
Yeah.
But I don't know how that works because, see, the Titans beat them head to head twice, correct? But if the Colts beat the Jaguars both times, or no, was it the Texans? Who beat the Titans? The Jags beat the Bills and the Jets, maybe? No.
They lost to the Steelers, Patriots, Texans.
The Titans
Jets, and Cardinals.
The Titans have?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And the Colts, so see, it'll come to the first things first is if it's a tied record-wise, the Titans will win it because of the head-to-head tiebreaker. They beat them twice.
Yeah.
So there's a very good so he has to get 250 more yards, or you're saying he gets 250 yards in one game?
2 games. But he's got to get 3 touchdowns.
So 3 touchdowns and 250 yards. What does that put him as total yardage? Ian, hello. How are you? Thanks for hopping in. We're just kind of practicing and talking a little bit of sports here. We're trying to figure out the MVP of the league.
That put him at almost 2,000 rushing.
Almost 2,000 rushing. See, I think he has to get over. He's gonna have to do more than that. Like, I don't think they can give it to him if he doesn't get. What's the record? 2,300? 2,200?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he's got 19 touchdowns though, which is
and what's the
crazy.
record? LaDainian Tomlinson still has that record, doesn't he? And then like 24, 25 NFL rushing.
Total.
It is.
That includes
Tomlinson with 28. Yeah. Okay. See, I think for a running back to win the MVP again, he'd have to basically have the triple crown of running backs. He'd have to have the rushing title, the rushing yards title. He'd have to have the touchdown title, and he'd have to have what's the third one? I would say receiving touchdowns, but that's not really a rushing record. Yards per attempt, I would say he'd have to have yards per carry. He'd have to have the YPC as well. I think if you owned all three of those, he could have it. But honestly, if like as good as Jonathan Taylor's been, if you look at Sony Michel's stats in December, he's actually been better than Jonathan Taylor in December, which is insane. I think it has to be Aaron Rodgers because let's just look at the top teams. The Cowboys, Dak, he went through he's broken phase. Rams, Stafford just had 3 interceptions. Murray's not winning it on the simple fact that his body language is absolutely just terrible. I mean, Rodgers is who you look at. The Vikings, Kirk Cousins, they're 7-8, so they're not doing anything there. Brady, he had that game against the Saints that just basically was like, this can't be your MVP because you have this on your record kind of thing. But, I mean, he was my surefire favorite until that Saints game. If he would have just even threw a touchdown in that game, he was just because of his age and being able to do it, even though –
And the whole COVID stuff.
Yeah. You're not giving it to Josh Allen. He's kind of in the same boat that Patrick is. I mean, Patrick is stats-wise is way better than Josh Allen, I feel like, this year. But
that's the first half.
Been broken, yeah. But it comes down to is the voters just going to look at what have you done for me lately kind of thing. I mean, Joe Burrow's 9-6, but he has that game against the Jets where they lost, and he has some picks on there too. This would have been a great year if Derrick Henry didn't get hurt. He might have been able to do it too because the Titans probably would still be rolling. But I mean, I think it's gonna pain them. But I think you have to give it to Rodgers as of right now. But then again, if Rodgers ends up, if somehow Minnesota wins and Rodgers looks like shit, which he hasn't looked like shit in any loss, but if he happens to look like shit, then what do you do? I mean, then Mahomes, maybe Mahomes goes out and throws for 400 and 3 or 4 touchdowns against the Bengals. Well, then boom, he's the number one guy. And then if that happens and the Titans lose, then I think the Chiefs have home field advantage. So he's setting. So then unless, somebody just goes crazy in week 17 or 18, he might have it. So I think Mahomes has worked himself back into the MVP discussion, but I think it's Rodgers' to lose now. So, and all that. The thing is like, okay, to me, we better get the State Farm Bowl this year. That's my thing. We got to get it. I say the biggest regret in my life that I will look back on and be upset is that I never got to see LeBron play Kobe in the finals. Like we almost can't have that in the NFL. Like we got to see it with Brady and Mahomes. Like you want to see Mahomes kind of be able to go against the top people in his respective one position and in the game. So if we never get a Rodgers Mahomes, I think it would be something that like it would be very tough to say, well, we never got to saw that. Kind of like we never got to saw Brady versus Favre. We never got to see Brady against really a really good quarterback on the other side.
Yeah.
Like you had Cam Newton, but he faltered out. You had Matt Ryan, which he always got yards, but he was never anything special.
Yeah.
I mean, you had I'm trying to think of who else he played. He played Rich Gannon quite a bit in the playoffs, but it's just one of those. I hope it's Chiefs Packers.
It just sucks because like it's been like what 2 or 3 times that they've been like scheduled to play each other, and then one of them has been injured.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Or it comes down to they just like Rodgers could have made it last year.
Yeah.
I think if Breeze doesn't throw the 3 picks, Rodgers gets to the Super Bowl because they beat the Saints. They couldn't beat the Bucs. It's just Brady just mind screws you on anything. I mean, just basically like him at halftime and the defense letting Scotty, whatever his name is, get behind you guys to score a touchdown there. That is basically like him just rubbing in the face. It's like, I can do whatever I want when I want to you guys, and I have no problem doing it to you. Like he couldn't do that against the Saints. But I think Rodgers can always do it. Like Rodgers has kind of been hindered by the people around him. This is the perfect storm for a year, but like this is This is the NFL. Like, once you get to the playoffs, everything has to go right. Like, that's what's crazy about seeing the Chiefs go to back-to-back Super Bowls, 3 AFC championship games, is so much has to go right for you, even when you are a great team.
Yeah.
To even get to the Super Bowl. And then you saw what happened to the Chiefs when you get to the Super Bowl and you don't have an offensive line. Your star player isn't going to have a chance to compete. So it's interesting. I think Rodgers gets MVP. Mahomes might be runner-up. Jonathan Taylor might get third. Or it might go, they'll just throw Jonathan Taylor as the runner-up kind of thing.
Yeah, right now I got JT at number 2.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see these next 2 weeks. I think Mahomes has to play lights out.
Yeah, and I mean he has been for the past couple of weeks, so he very well could. I mean he could get he could be the AFC player of the year. I mean you couldn't give him the comeback player of the year on top of, I mean, the way the media acted, you sure in the hell could. You give him comeback player of the year on top of all that because of the way they just pretty much acted like he lost it in the middle of the year kind of thing. So
yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how it goes.
For sure.
But that's football. It's fun. And then it all comes down to what happens next kind of thing. So.
Yes, sir.
All right. Sounds like everything's working here. So we will go there and roll on. I appreciate it.
I will be there tomorrow.
Cool. I'll try to get Trenton here. I might have you come on as a co-host or something, and then like if we need stats or something, you can do that and let us know, kind of thing. That'd be kind of neat.
Yeah.
All right. Sure. You got the prize picks filled out yet?
I have not. I gotta
come to Kansas tomorrow. Let's eat lunch. We'll get it set up. They'll give me $50 by the end of the month. It'd be awesome. We can go eat Chinese food. Don't be a pussy.
Oh, dude, I got too much. I got practice. I gotta run and all that stuff. So.
Okay. I have practice. I have work. I have a podcast. I have school I'm trying to finish up. Anything else you got to do that you can't make it over here for 15 minutes?
For 15 minutes. Oh.
Nah, I'm messing with you. Figure it out. Get to the border.
I'll get it done. I'll get it done soon.
Well, if you get it done by the 31st, it's an extra 50 in December. That would really help us. You know, maybe get an iPad and make this look a little bit better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will get it done.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna go try to edit a video about our MVP talk and see where we go from there.
Hell yeah, sounds good.
Alrighty, bye.
All right, see you.
All right, YouTube, I am hopping out of here. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming in if you watched the test. And we'll be back tomorrow. We'll do some spaces tomorrow. So you call in if you wanna be on the live show. Ask your questions. Spit your hot takes. Let me know why your team's better than my team. We'll get into it. Hopefully Trent will join us. Colton Maherden will be our stats guy tomorrow. If you want to help out, if you want to grow the show, make sure you use Prize Picks down below, right there. If you use code YouHearUs, you get 100% deposit match. So you drop 10 on it, you get 10. And then you can steal all the Prize Picks coins, or help me steal all Prize Picks coins, because I have no idea how to steal Prize Picks coins. They are taking all of my money. LeBron, one of the biggest SOBs in the NBA, couldn't get to the line to shoot 5 free throws tonight, or 6. He was 3 for 3. All I needed was to shoot 3 more free throws, and we would have been fine. Just Christian Braun did his thing. That's exactly what I needed, but we're working on it. We're stealing your coins tomorrow. 12:30. Your coins are mine, Prize Picks. Peace.